Wow. I tell you what, this is an absolute dream come true. I am so happy to be performing it tonight. My grandparents are both retired, right? My grandmother retired in 2017, my grandfather around 2010. And out of their retirement money, they wanted to get away from the city life and move to the countryside. And they finally did. But little were they told, their new house in Walgrave is not going to be ready until tomorrow. Guess who's lived with me and my family in Maudsley until then? I'll say it again. I am happy to be performing it tonight. So, my name's Jack. A little fact about myself. I'm not local. I'm not from Kettering. Nope. I grew up in London and lived there for 16 years. Moved here just 4 years ago for an education opportunity. I know. All that psychological, mental, physical trauma. I mean, 1 year was bad enough. But 4, with more to come? Now that is bad. Look, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who gets that feeling that nobody's here to help you and everyone's out to get you. Right? Everyone in this country just wants you dead nowadays. Or is that just me because I'm a ginger tosser? But like, does anybody get that feeling that you're the only sane person left on the planet? I mean, I sure as hell don't, because, you know, I'm up here trying to make you laugh. And, well, if it's working, then you can drop that fucking thought too. But, yeah, so, it seems like nobody is right in the head anymore. Everybody's got a screw loose. Especially my parents. I mean, they are the reason that I'm this fucked up. I mean, I remember the first ever time that I swore, right? My mum was painting my bedroom wall, right? I'll just say this, and you're going to catch on straight away. She didn't bother taking the curtains down. So anyway, so she's painting the wall, and everything's going fine until she gets to my window frame. Now, I'll just say, right, that it's pretty much a basic law at this point, right? If you're scared that shit's going to happen, shit happens. So my mum is painting the my window frame, right? Window frame, whatever. Yeah, you know, the part around the window. And she is scared that she's going to get paint on anywhere except my wall. So she's going really, really careful, very, very careful. Then the paintbrush slips, and she gets paint all over me curtains. Next thing I hear is her shout, "Oh, bollocks!" And, you know, being an impressionable child, I heard it, I repeated, "Oh, bollocks! Oh, bollocks! Oh, bollocks!" Probably for about 5 minutes straight. Okay? And, but that is not the reason that I swear a lot today, right? I'm still not sure why it is, okay? Like, I've narrowed it down to 3 possibilities. Either the fact I come from London, the fact I've got a mild case of Tourette's, or the fact my dad, when I was a kid, my dad was terrible at DIY. Like, I mean, but I kid you not, by the time I was 7, I'd heard every word you can think of, right? Every day in school, I had a new toy to play with. And the funny thing was, I knew exactly how to use those words. For example, I fall over in the playground, cut myself. Ow, son of a bitch! The fuck was that? What else? I snap a pencil in class, you know, when I'm writing. Ow, piss flaps! And the worst one, I realise I've left my homework at home. Oh, fuck, shit, balls and cock! I kid you not, that is how I sounded, right? I mean, there's the voice of a bloke who's been castrated, and then there's me. I mean, like, and my family continues to get worse and worse. For example, in 2014, my little sister, Poppy, was born, right? And I can safely say she is the most twisted and messed up person in the family. And we don't know where she gets it from. I'll let that one sink in for a bit. But yeah. So, yeah, so a few stories about her. For example, the first time she swore, right? It's a bit different to what happened to me, right? Because I don't know where she heard it from first. Again, probably me. But I remember it was the start of the 2020 lockdown, right? The first one, started in March. I guess it was early April this shit happened. So we're walking through the park, the local park, just me and her. I'm letting her run off a little bit while I'm texting a mate. But then I look ahead and she stopped. She turns around, looks at me and points at something down in the grass. I get closer to her so she can hear what happened, so I can understand why she stopped. And the next thing I hear is her say, "Jack, dog shit." And the thing is, right, when a child swears, obviously what you're meant to do is tell your child not to swear. Right? Tell your child that what they just said was not good. But at the same time, it's always so unexpected, you can't help but laugh. And that's the problem. So, I hear her say dog shit, right? So, I'm going to try and tell her that she shouldn't be saying that word. But again, I didn't expect it, so I'm just there laughing my arse off. And Poppy sees me laughing, right? So she thinks that what she just said is good, right? So her face lights up, and she says it again, this time with glee. "Jack, dog shit!" Again, I was laughing so hard, I had maybe just 5 seconds while catching my breath to say, "Come on, Poppy, we're going on." I didn't even have time to explain to her why before I started laughing again. So we're walking back home. Poppy's behind me the whole time. It's only about a 2-minute walk, but how do I know she's behind me the whole time? Because that kid because she's talking the whole time. That kid never shuts up. She's like living, breathing ADHD. But yes, so we get back home. I open the front door and my dad's there to greet us, right? He asked me why I'm back so soon, and I'm about to explain to him why. But before I can even do anything, Poppy walks around me, right? Looks my dad square in the eye, says it again, but this time she does this. "Daddy, dog shit." That kid had picked up the dog shit and carried it home in her bare fucking hands. Like, how can you be that stupid? So first she's living, breathing ADHD, and now she's living, breathing pink eye. But no, that's not the worst part about her. But I do have to. What happened about a year after is even better. But before we get to that, I need to explain to you. I got to tell you that when I was a kid, when I was about maybe 4 years old, we bought a golden retriever puppy, right? Who we named Buddy, and he was the best. I loved him. But he sadly passed away in 2018. So, at the start of the lockdown in 2020. We think it's a good idea to get ourselves a new dog because we're bored as fuck. And for some reason, we let Poppy choose the breed. So does she get a Labrador, a Rottweiler? Nope. She gets a Chihuahua. And I will just say this, right? A Chihuahua is probably the stupidest animal on the entire fucking planet. Okay? I'll explain. Now, when we first had Buddy, right? When we were potty training him, if he were to shit on the carpet, my dad would stick his nose in it, right? So he did that a couple of times, and the third, probably maybe 3 times later, Buddy realises, oh, I'm not supposed to crap here. But now the little brain dead Chihuahua comes along, and it's my turn to potty train her. So I do the same thing that my dad did to Buddy, right? The Chihuahua shits on the carpet, I stick her nose in it, 3 times later, she thinks, oh, I'm not supposed to crap ever. And that's why they shake. Another way the Chihuahua proved your lack of intelligence. Most dogs know if you find a stick and you want to pick it up, you put the stick in your mouth sideways. I am not kidding. This little idiot dog found a stick about as long as she was. Okay, she picked it up, but it was poking straight out the front. So the whole family, we're all sitting in the lounge, right? Then the Chihuahua, whose name is Darby, by the way, she comes running in, right? to show us the massive stick that she just found. Again, it's poking straight out the front, right? But for some reason, as she walks across the carpet, as she runs across the carpet in the lounge, she decided to, for some reason, quickly look down. Oh yeah, the stick is stuck in the carpet, crammed down her throat. With the momentum, she actually fucking pole vaulted over me. And he's like, where'd she go? I mean, of course, my family were like, woo! I couldn't breathe, I was laughing so hard. So, yeah, that's just an example of how fucking dumb this dog is, right? So, what does this have to do with Poppy? Well, in mid-2021, we're going out on one of our weekly family walks, okay? And we bring Darby along with us, okay? And when we take Darby out for a walk, we have one of those self-retracting leads. You know, the one where you push a button and it quickly retracts. Don't beat me to the funny part here. So we got Poppy walking her, right? The lead's fully extended, probably about maybe 30 metres, 20 probably. And the whole time, Poppy's pressing the button like, and you know, so I'm just watching Darby go like, chicken, right? And I'm looking at Poppy like, Poppy, what are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to make it come back automatically. I said, Poppy, it doesn't work. I already tried it. You can see where she gets it from. But did that stop her? Nope. She's still like, Darby. But about maybe 5 minutes later, she finally does stop. I see the gears on her head turning. And I'm thinking, what is this twisted little child going to do? And then without warning, she pushed the button and quickly and on purpose dropped the lead. Do you see the brilliance here? The lead then began to chase the Chihuahua. I mean, it's literally scraping along the ground. The Chihuahua stopped. She heard a new noise. She looks behind her. Here comes the lead. Now, I will say at this point, the Chihuahua is smart enough to know that now will be a good time to panic. She took off like a fucking bullet, running as fast as she could. But the lead was slightly faster. Yep, and before we know it, we had a Chihuahua doner kebab. Literally, she was in that. She was fucking wrapped up in that lead good. Of course, my parents and my brother are like looking at the dog, freaking out, while Poppy and I are laughing our asses off, rolling on the floor. I'm high-fiving her, telling her she's a genius. Because I tell you what, I would have never thought of that. I'm proud of her. I really shouldn't be though, right? I really shouldn't be proud to have a sister after my own heart, especially when I'm this fucked up. But one person I am proud of is my brother. Because 2 years ago, he did the Duke of Edinburgh. Yeah. He said something racist and crashed his car. You know, let's actually talk about that for a minute, yeah? The royal family. What the fuck is up with these people? Where do I start? You know, I guess I'll start about them with a little bit of a song. Now, I want you all to join in, right? And you know what to do when I say. Here we go. If Andrew's on the list, clap your hands. If Andrew's on the list, clap your hands. If Andrew's on the list, daddy fingers little kids. If Andrew's on the list, clap your hands. Seriously, seriously, Prince Andrew is like, how is he not in jail, right? Who's he looking up to? Jimmy Savile? Well, I mean, we know what happened to him, so fingers crossed. But seriously, in fact, I'll tell you why he's not in jail, right? Because I guarantee you, the royal family covered it up. And how? Isn't it a bit of a coincidence that everything that happened with Prince Andrew happened at the same time the royal family went through their shit? I mean, remember the media, right? They were all over Prince Andrew. They wanted to know everything about what he was doing. And I bet the royal family were just like this. Ah, shit. Andrew, Andrew, the media, they're after you, mate. How are we going to deal with this? I've got it. Harry! Harry, can you just do us a favour, mate? Could you're making it close, aren't you? Could you get married? Yeah, because at a royal wedding, that'll cover the news for a while, mate. We will be settled. So sure enough, Harry and Meghan get married, and the news is covering them for a while. Because when the heat dies down, they're back on Andrew. So the royal family have to go again. Ah, shit, they're back again. How are we going to deal with this? I've got it. Harry! Harry! Harry, can you do us another favour, mate? Can you and Meghan have a kid? Yeah, because at a royal birth, mate, that'll cover the news for weeks. You know, they're sure to forget about Andrew by then. So sure enough, the whole time that Meghan's pregnant, the news are on them, right? Meghan gives birth, the news is on them still for a couple of weeks, then the heat dies down, but guess what? The media never forgets, they're back on Andrew, and the royal family have to improvise again. Shit, these working class peasants aren't going to give up, are they? How are we going to deal with this? I've got it. Harry! Harry! Harry, can you do us one more favour? Can you leave the royal family? Yeah, like, piss off. Because, like, we're getting really frustrated here, yeah? Look, Harry, just piss off. Like, we're getting so frustrated. Mate, please, listen, a royal departure has never happened before, right? That'll cover the news for fucking months. Now take yourself and the little bitch and get out of here. Oh, and take Meghan with you as well. So, you know, Harry and Meghan leave the royal family. The news is covering them for a few months, actually. But then, guess what? The heat dies down, and they're back to square one. Oh, shit. Andrew, they still want to know about you. What are we going to do? How are we going to deal with this? I've got it. Harry! Oh, he's gone, isn't he? Philip, you got to go, mate. I'm sure that actually took on me. But, yes. I mean, too bad, funny enough, he actually did. About fucking time. What? Like, you telling me that's too dark of a joke? I mean, did you see the look at that fucker? He looked better dead than alive anyway. Especially in his last couple of years. I bet you that Charles had had enough, right? I guarantee you, the more that Philip was around, the more that Charles was losing his shit. Right? I bet Charles had enough of the racism, the sexism, and the terrible smell of decomposition. Right? So I bet that Charles walked up to Philip one day, early 2021. Dad, it's time to die. I'm in my 70s now. I've got my own problems. Just fucking die. Well, if you don't, I'll tell everybody that Diana was your fault. Still not going to go, huh? Fine. Mum! Mum, where's that sword? You know, the one used to knife people. Where is it? In what vault? There's 120 in this room at night, you silly beat. Oh, there's a good lad. Never mind, the prick's dead. See, that wasn't so hard now, was it? Jesus, yeah. I can't talk about the madness of the world without mentioning vegetarianism, veganism, and all that bollocks. Now, who here is a vegetarian? You are. Now, let me just ask you this, right? Do you get frustrated when you are given like maybe 8% of a restaurant menu? Yeah? You haven't got enough options, have you? Well, fear not. Because if I ever open up my own restaurant, I will always be sure to include vegetarian options. You can make do or fuck off. I mean, like, don't you miss bacon? Be honest, you miss bacon, right? No. Do not tell me they do fake bacon. That's like telling me I might as well shag a blow-up doll rather than a Vegas hooker. Right, now let's get a bit more controversial. Is anybody here vegan? Really? The one time I want you to say it and you don't fucking say it? Oh, there we go. Got someone. Now is it possible to be vegan as well as shut the fuck up? No one cares. Now, I'll just say, right, people always ask me the difference between vegetarian and vegan, right? Because people don't get it. I'll make it easy for you. If you're vegan, it means nobody likes talking to you. And why? Because vegans will not kill anything other than a fucking conversation. I mean, even talking to you now, mate, like I can feel my brain cells dying one by one. Like, just imagine I'm at a bar with a mate, right, talking about some random topic. I don't know, a recent cricket game. I don't know. And yeah, so I'm having a chat with a mate. We're laughing and joking. Next thing you know, he's coming in. Hello, I'm vegan. That is a hard no from me. Like seriously, do you need to say it every single time you walk somewhere? I mean, it's pretty much stuck in your vocabulary. It's like the only thing which you put in your vocabulary. It's all you fucking say. Now, a couple more. Is anybody here pescatarian? Yeah? I mean, let me just explain what pescatarianism is, right? Being a pescatarian, it means that you don't eat meat, but you still eat fish, right? What's the fucking point? Like, seriously, what you do? You still eat the animals. You might as well just go. You might as well just go all out, yeah. Get yourself a nice steak, yeah. Have yourself a bit of bacon. How about a cheeseburger, barbecue ribs, pulled pork, yeah. Or get, like, fair enough, yeah. I like myself a couple of good mussels, yeah. Maybe some scallops. But you, my friend, are missing out on a lot for no fucking reason whatsoever. Like, the thing is about being a pescatarian. That's about as useful as a condom made of sandpaper. And finally, is anybody here flexitarian? No? Good, because there's no such thing. What? There isn't. Like, flexitarian, if you don't know what it means, basically it means they don't eat meat. Unless they want to eat meat. Like what's that meant to do? Like, that's pretty the same as me going, I'm a pacifist. But every now and then, I am more than happy to glass a cunt. Now, another thing I've got to talk to you about, the madness of the world. Again, it's back on the theme of stupidity, right? Now, I love performing, right? I used to perform at a local pub, the Piper, quite often, right? Now, I'm not going to say anything bad about performing at the place, because I do like to go visit the pub every so often, right? So I'll quickly explain what I like about performing at the place, and then we'll get into the story. Okay, so the story... Alright, so the story goes that on basically our third show didn't go so well, right? Mainly because two of the acts bailed before the show, about a week before the show. So that set me into a full-on panic mode. Okay, I mean, lads, you ever get it when your girlfriend said that she's on her period? You know that panic you go into? Yeah, it was like that, but on steroids. Yeah, so I went into a full-on panic mode. I had a backup plan ready. I joined a Facebook comedy group and I advertised a slot for the show. Okay. Within the hour, I got a message from a bloke saying that he's more than happy to perform at the show. Okay. Now I asked him if he's legit. I asked him for some proof that he's legit. And he sends me an image of a poster that was advertising a show that he was headlining about a month prior. Okay. But then I look close at the poster. Entry fee, $11. And I'm like, what? So like I'm going through a bit of a brain fart, right? So I asked the bloke if he's legit, if he's legit and local. And he said, yes, I'm legit. I live in Manchester. So I'm like, yeah, it's about 100 miles away. I'm not going to stop him coming down, even if it is that far away. So I say, okay, cool. Just had to check. So, you know, we're talking about the kind of material that he does, what placement he'd like, if he wants to go first, second, third, whatever. And then he asked me to send him the address of the venue, which is what I'd obviously have to do. So I sent him the address, and then he goes, dude, you've gave me the wrong address. This is in the UK. I said, no. But he said, what did you say? Then he asked me what I said on the post. I said, and I'm like, dude, I said Kettering, Northamptonshire, right? And he says, oh, I thought you meant Kittery, New Hampshire. If you don't know why that's so stupid, right? New Hampshire is a state in fucking America. And you know what the dumbest part is? Kittery is a town, but it's in the neighbouring fucking state. So how did this guy get it mixed up? Like, I mean, IQ numbers can go below 0, right? What if they can't? This guy's just achieved it. Because how the fuck do you get Kettering, Northamptonshire, mixed up with Kittery, New Hampshire, if Kittery and New Hampshire aren't even fucking related. So, I'm just there going through the biggest fucking brain fart ever, right? Because I even said UK in the post, and he said, "Oh, I thought it was a typo, and you're making US." The K and the S are on the opposite side of the keyboard. I started crying. This guy was so stupid, right? But I mean, that's not the only thing Americans are stupid for. They literally think that London is the capital of Europe. Excuse me? I mean, what the fuck are you trying to do? What are you doing? Auditioning for Love Island? But yeah, so it turns out that a lot of people blame the massive amount of inbreeding for Americans being so dumb. And whether that may not be true, I think it's the plagiarism, right? I think, because think about it, yeah? New York, New Jersey, the previously mentioned New Hampshire, New England, and this one they didn't even try, Manchester. So I'm just thinking. But like, what the fuck are we stolen from you? Hey, we're not stupidly overweight. We're not incredibly racist. We're not like insane narcissists. Well, most of us, except my vegan friend over there. But like, and Americans are stealing everything from us. Our place names, our language. The only thing they haven't stolen from us is our youth problems. Jesus Christ, we have got like UK, right? The kids in the UK are definitely worse than anywhere else in the world, right? We got kids in Kettering, London, fucking I don't know, fucking Brighton, anywhere, walking around with knives, machetes, trying to be as tough as they can, right? I mean, I've got to deal with them a lot of work. Just a group of kids who are trying to make my life a misery. Okay? Jokes on you, retards. I was in a 3-year relationship with a girl from Corby. If I can survive that, you got nothing on me. But yeah, so I'm just thinking to myself, like, sorry, not that part. But yeah, so like, how the heck, like, we've got the police on these kids a lot, okay? But the thing is, the police do nothing. So this shit started in 2020, right? When the lockdowns were coming down. These kids were getting out, causing trouble. We call the police, but we get nothing, right? Because the police in 2020 and 2021, they weren't really caring about people getting murdered, mugged, raped, whatever. They were just going around doing this. Hey, go back on. You're not meant to be out here. Hey, why is there 7 of you? Piss off. Disband. Unless you don't want to be 6 of you. And the worst one, hey, that's too dangerous to do indoors. Dogging only. Sick fucks. But yeah, and even though in 2022, the difference is the police are too scared to do their job. There is no doubt about it. Right, so how are we going to deal with this? I've got it. Andrew! Well, I just want to finish off by saying that that an entertainer is only as good as his audience. So if you think I was shit, it's your own fault. That's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Good night.